Will doing cardio ruin your muscle growth? Well, the short answer is probably not, but only if you do these three things correctly. Number one, space your workouts adequately. If you are doing some kind of cardio, for example, running, that uses a lot of your lower body, and then you go into a leg day and you are already gassed, it's going to be really hard to make sure that you're getting the most out of your workout session and still doing the amount of volume, meaning weight, sets, and reps that allow you to be able to build muscle. If you space them appropriately, you should be well rested enough to be able to hit both your cardio sessions hard so that you get those benefits, and also your weight training sessions hard so that you can stimulate appropriate muscle growth. Now, stick around to the end because after tip number 3, I'm going to tell you the secret tip to getting the most out of both sessions and how to do that right. Number 2, utilize low impact types of cardio. When we think of cardio, I think we typically think of either running, or if you come from the bodybuilding world like me, we think of the stair stepper or incline walking. All of those have a lot of impact on your legs. Of course, the walking and the stair stepper are a lot lower than running, which seems to be one of the highest impact types of cardio, along with something like jump roping. We want to instead utilize lower impact forms, meaning something like swimming or biking, doing the elliptical, or maybe the rower, that you're not really hitting your legs on the ground every single rep. That makes sense. Low impact. The low impact is nice because it doesn't require as much recovery than something like that high impact type of cardio. Thus, we can recover faster and we can be ready for our exercise sessions that incorporate weightlifting a lot sooner, and we can be more ready for it in terms of being able to lift as much as we actually want to be able to lift and create that stimulus for muscle building. So making sure you're doing those low impact forms of cardio will really make it easy on your joints, on your bones, on your tendons, and your ligaments. And that's really what's creating that low impact that also allows you to recover so easily. Number 3, adequate recovery. I just talked about how recovering from session to session is what's going to get you into that weightlifting session that you can lift a lot and you can stimulate that appropriate muscle growth. But we need to actually do those things that help contribute to our recovery. Number 1 would be adequate calorie intake, making sure we're consuming the right calories for our goal. Consuming too low of calories will make it hard for your body to recover, and thus it'll make it hard for you once you go into that next session because you won't really be ready. If you're consuming way too many calories, then maybe you're putting on additional fat, and that's not really what our focus is when we're looking at muscle growth. We want to make sure we're having appropriate rest days. So maybe this is at least one rest day. Please, at least one rest day. Maybe for you, this is more like 2 or maybe even 3 if that's how your schedule shakes out to be. We need to make sure we're getting adequate sleep. So not just amount of sleep, meaning sleeping the right amount of hours, but also the right quality of sleep, meaning when we wake up, we feel refreshed. We're not waking up throughout the night or tossing and turning. And that we fall asleep in an appropriate amount of time. You shouldn't fall asleep in 2 minutes, and you also shouldn't take 60 minutes to fall asleep. It should probably be between 15 and 20, up to maybe 25 minutes to fall asleep. And then you should sleep like a little baby. And the last one is incorporating appropriate recovery tactics, meaning things like stretching, foam rolling, or my favorite, which I think is the best, active recovery. That just means that after you do some kind of exercise session, and let's say you use your legs, and then after you go for a nice light walk, or maybe you do a very light biking on the stationary bike, to get that blood flowing and get the nutrients and oxygen and everything that your body needs delivered to the places that it needs it so that you can recover the best. Active recovery seems to be the best. And then depending on what you're doing, maybe a little bit of stretching, foam rolling to also get those muscles worked a little bit more. If you do all of those recovery tactics in between your sessions, then you're going to have the best chance to recover so that you'll be ready for that next session. Now, one thing that I really want to talk about is I do recommend cardio, even for people who are looking to just build muscle and don't really care about cardiovascular benefits. I was always that guy who skipped cardio. I would do incline walking on the treadmill or maybe walking on the stair stepper for 20, 30 minutes. That's not the kind of cardio I'm talking about. I'm talking about cardio that gets your heart pounding, that gets you breathing heavy. Those things really tax your heart and your cardiovascular system, and that's where we get so many benefits. Some of those benefits are definitely just for your health, which is always something you should be thinking about as you are young, because you'll thank yourself when you get older. But also, if our goal is muscle growth, I really think doing some high intensity cardio can really help us be in a place that allows us to perform better. If we do a set of 10 and we are out of breath and we are gassed, we're probably not going to be able to get the most out of ourselves. Versus if we do some cardio, like maybe some intense running or biking that really gets our heart rate up and really challenges us, I promise you, you're going to be able to do a set of 10, maybe even 12. And if you're really good, maybe 15, and you'll still be feeling good. You'll probably still be breathing a little bit heavy, especially on those higher rep ranges, but you'll be able to get so much more out of yourself that I think it is for sure worth it. And if I could go back to the beginning of my journey, I would 100% focus on getting in more cardio. Now, let's talk about that bonus tip to where you can get the most out of yourself and this process. Separating your cardio days from your workout days completely. I used to be the guy who would do cardio after some kind of workout, but I'm already so taxed from whatever that workout is, especially if it's a leg day, that I'm really not getting the most out of my cardio, and thus I'm not really getting the benefits from that cardio. And then all my days would be so crammed together that I'd be tired going into that next day because of all the volume I packed in, and my body just simply could not recover appropriately. Spread out your days, pick some days for lifting and pick some days for doing cardio, and make sure that your leg days are separated enough from lower body type cardios, for example, running, so that you can get in the most recovery that you possibly can. And you are ready for each session, not just the weightlifting, but also for the cardio session. I think with both of those, then you will be able to crush the muscle building game, and it will help you focus on your muscle growth while still getting all the health and performance benefits that cardio will bring you as well. You are probably like me, in which you are interested in building more muscle. And if you are, then check out this video that I made, because I think it's going to bring you some tips that will really help take you to the next level. I'll see you over there.